I grew up with racist parents, racist siblings, racist extended family, and I tried to be the voice of reason only to be bullied and cut down every time I tried to help them.
Hey guys, how are you all doing? It's a girl Cindy. Welcome back again to another video. If you are new to this channel, hi, thank you so much for clicking to watch this video. So in today's video, I just want us to please talk about this video right here. This black woman in this video says she has a question or some questions for the white people who cut off from their racist family members. I thought to make this video because I listened to her, and of course I saw some stitches to her video from, white people sharing their stories. I know that I have some white people who are following me. Perhaps they are here to learn and unlearn. And I felt like, okay, sharing this video, perhaps they're going to learn from their fellow white people. Stay with me, guys, because what I'm doing here on this channel is to create awareness for people to see and know what is happening, and also for people to learn and unlearn, because we talk about racism on this channel basically, and this is also to create awareness for people to know, the struggles that black people are facing. And if you are a white person watching this video, I would love to read from you. Stay with me, guys, please. Let's check this video out.
For the white people that cut off their racist family members, I have questions. And before I ask them, please understand that I don't have the answers. That's why I'm asking you. So this isn't like a judgment thing. Because in my other video, a lot of people were saying they cut them off because they don't want to be associated with them. They don't want to deal with them. And on the surface, I understand that, but also it's like you aren't dealing with them, but the rest of us are still having to deal with them, right? And it's like, if not you, then who? So if you are the voice of reason and your voice is no longer there, whose voice of reason is it? And again, what is the purpose? What is the goal? And also, who is it for? Is it for you? Is it for the people that they cause harm to? I don't quite understand. Mind you, I'm not saying that this is on you. I'm not saying that you can control their behavior. Obviously you can't, but I guess I'm trying to understand the logic here. Is this actually about anti-racism, or is this about your comfort? Or do you feel that they are unredeemable and therefore you must completely cut them off so that, people aren't believing that you agree with them, which again, I could understand that. I don't know. I don't have the answers. I'm just trying to figure something out.
In the comment section of this video, white people drop their comments giving their reasons. Of course, they do not want to stitch her video. They just decided to drop comments, which I'm going to show you some of these comments. Stay with me. And some of them that stitched her video said that they love the way she asked the question. I thought that this is a very good conversation to have and a good video to see and listen, because she asked, did y'all cut off from them just because you do not want to associate with, racist family members?
And also, who is it for? Is it for you? Is it for the people that they cause harm to? I don't quite understand. Mind you, I'm not saying that this is on.
This is one of the best ways that this question has ever been asked. I love how she asked, who is this for? Because I think at the end of the day, that's the question. And as someone with a racist brother who I have cut off, at some point you realize that there's nothing you're going to be able to do that will make them understand. And so for a group of people that, at the very least tell you that they value things like family, it was important that they understood that I valued decency and dignity exponentially more than I valued the fact that we shared a womb. Or a uterus, I guess I should more reasonably say. The last time I talked to my brother, he blamed all of his problems on everybody that was brown. It was the brown people that were coming over and stealing jobs, and that's why he couldn't get a good job. It had nothing to do with the fact that white business owners were hiring them so that they could undervalue labor. He blamed black people for all the causes of the sorrow in the world, and, oh, do you remember when we grew up in that neighborhood? Those little N-words were trying to start fights with me all the time. And I was like, yeah, I remember when we lived in that neighborhood. And I remember that me and my little brother were invited to people's houses all the time. I remember them always asking, hey, why are you guys so cool and your older brother is such a piece of shit? Yeah, I remember. Those people were amazing, And they judged us not by the color of our skin, but by the content of our character. And I said, sound familiar, right? You know, and of course, like, it still had to do with the fact that black people were the cause of all his problems. It still had to do with basically that he was racist and he was garbage. And at some point, there's nothing that I can do to fix him. There's no continued conversation that happens. And he needs to understand that he lost something that was purportedly supposed to be very, very important to him because of the human being that he chose to be. And so now his life, you know, by his own words, lacks the enrichment that it used to, because I would not tolerate, for the sake of family, the fact that he was racist garbage. Who is it for? It's for my own peace. It's to stand on principles. Like, does it help minority populations? Like, I don't know. But I think the fact that we've stopped shaming people with ideas and opinions that are bad for society, I think the fact that those people have largely gone without consequences because their friends and their family have tolerated them, like that has done more detriment in terms of perpetuating the way that they believe than I think anything else. Because it's like, oh, well, you know, he's my brother, oh, he's my grandfather. Sure, and he's still a racist piece of shit, and he needs to be called out on it. And the fact that you tolerate it and you roll your eyes when he says something stupid, and the fact that you just like, or you don't engage with it, is you know, the individual that does this, I mean, tacitly condoning these behaviors. And I am not going to be the one that tacitly condones the uncondonable. I don't know if that helps, but I guess that's how I would answer that question.
For the white people that cut off their racist family members, I have questions.
Thank you for that. It's been a while since somebody's video has made me feel this uncomfortable, and I appreciate it, actually. I do. First of all, I want to point out that proximity matters. I haven't had to cut off, or I haven't cut off close family members. I haven't cut off anybody closer than a second cousin, to be honest with you, because I didn't have that voice into their lives, into their opinions. They were dismissive. And in those cases, my voice of reason was really not part of their thought process anyway. And your next question, who is it for? Is it for me? Is it for the targets of the racism? Is it for them? Is it for other people? I would say it's probably all of the above, but primarily I don't want to provide a platform for their voice. I don't want to provide a space for them to present their arguments or the dismissive attitude or their racism, quite frankly. Which gets me to the why. I think it is largely about anti-racism. It is partly about my comfort. Those aren't mutually exclusive, I wouldn't say. Now, the question is, are they irredeemable? I would say no, but they're irredeemable by me. They have moved beyond my ability to reach them. That's the decision that I made. Now, I'm not really worried about people thinking that I agree with them, because my views have been pretty well laid out and they're pretty well established and documented. However, again, it comes back to, I don't want to provide a platform for them. I don't want to provide the bullhorn for them to spread their message.
For the white people that cut off their racist family members, I have questions. And before I ask them, please understand that,
So, genuinely, being the voice of reason gets tiresome after a while. It's like screaming at a brick wall. And I know y'all are tired of them. We're tired of them. So, after a while, you have to cut them off. One, because their views are asinine, and two, who the hell wants to be associated with that? Honestly, would you want to hang around somebody that their life is so small and tiny that all they got to do is look at other people and treat them like they're inhuman? See, I wasn't raised like that. I grew up in this small southern town, but my father and my mother, we were raised different than that. We had black people married in our family. Now, when my daddy died and I moved to Illinois and I got around that branch of the family, that's when it all got real. And I would see these older people. I was 11 years old, grown-ass people in their 60s, 70s, 50s, 40s, just drive by, scream the N-word out the window at black people, and I was shocked So, I constantly tell them, don't say that, don't say that. I would try to get them to stop saying that. But you know what? I'm one person. And I get that everybody else has to deal with them when you separate yourself from it. But the thing is, everybody's going to have to deal with them anyway. My ass just telling them to stop ain't going to do nothing. They've been doing it forever. We just all going to have to be uncomfortable with them. I don't know what else to tell you, sweetie. They're racist. They ain't going to change.
Off their racist family members, I have questions.
For me, cutting them off was a consequence. Like, they were warned several times that they needed to change this behavior or our relationship would change. And I don't have what, like you talked about, like irredeemably racist relatives where simply being associated with them is something I don't want. But my ex's parents were like that. Like, it wasn't subtle. Like, one time his mom said the N-word in the car like it was no big deal. I cut them off because I am a coward and I match energies. So it's really difficult for me to call people out who are, like, nice to me and I feel like they're, like, above me. This is my in-laws. But letting that shit slide makes me feel terrible. So cutting them off was absolutely a selfish decision. I don't even know if they know why I did it. I was just trying to get out of that situation.
If you are the voice of reason and your voice...
Darling, I grew up with racist parents, racist siblings, racist extended family, and I tried to be the voice of reason only to be bullied and cut down every time I tried to help them. And then I realized it's rather like talking to somebody who would vote for essaying criminal Cheeto. It's like banging your head up against a brick wall. They have everything in the world telling them the facts and that this is wrong and that behavior is wrong and trying to act superior is wrong and blaming other people for your problems instead of taking responsibility for yourself is wrong. And even with all that wrong being shown to them in Technicolor, you can't fix stupid.
For the white people that cut off their racist family members, I have questions. And before I ask them, please understand that,
Hi, I have answers. Well, I have my answers. One, who is it for? Everybody. Because when I'm around people who disturb my soul, I become a problem for everybody. Not just the people who are disturbing my soul. As a matter of fact, not even mostly the people who are disturbing my soul. Right? I mostly become a problem for me and everybody that I have to deal with. Nobody wants that. When I become a problem, I become a big problem. It's not pretty. It's not healthy. It's not good. But the other thing is, like, if not us, then who? They don't listen to us. They don't respect us. They don't like us. We're not helping in the family system anyway. Like, us maintaining contact and continuing to try to educate, that's not helping anybody. That's not doing nothing but wearing us out. However, shame works really well for people like that. So when they come at you with some racist bullshit and you go, ew, and walk away, that has way more to curb their hatefulness in general to other people, like their comfort with being hateful openly. And that's, I feel like that helps everybody too. Like, it may not help change their hearts and souls, but you know what? I don't think we can do that. I think we just kind of have to wait for them to off and raise a new generation myself. What other questions did you have? Oh, is it for anti-racism or is it for personal comfort? Yeah, but a little bit of both, I guess. Again, when my spirit's disturbed, I become a problem for everybody. So it's not even just like personal comfort so much as like disaster prevention and anti-racism. Yes, but not in the, like, I think I'm going to have an immediate impact, more in the, I just want you to be uncomfortable saying that shit. Does that make sense? Like, I'm not sure you actually understand how these people work on the inside. Like, logic is not at play here. Okay, my dog's barking about something. I gotta go. Bye.
I took some screenshots of comments, from her comment section so you guys can see what other people, white people, dropped in the comment section. Please pause to read this comment if you want to, but I'm going to read out some for you. So this comment right here says, people I know who cut off family members for racism or other bigotry only did so after years of trying to educate them and change their views. Some people are just toxic and don't want to learn. Now, she proceeded to say, you are the voice of reason, assumes that the family member in question was ever willing to listen to someone who disagreed with them, which often isn't true. The third comment right there says, every reasonable point I made against racism was met by an increase of their racist behavior. This other comment says, I cannot make them listen or think or change. There's nothing I can do personally to change anything or your experience with them. This is as close to holding them accountable as I can get with them. The other comment says, I cut them off for my own safety. I tried for 32 years to help educate them. MAGA is a virus and some people are truly lost. My dad voted for Kamala and is still racist, sexist, homophobic, and transphobic. Voting the right way didn't make him a better person. I got tired of his outbursts, been hearing it my whole life. And the other comment says, my situation was strange. Parents said, don't talk politics or no relationship. Politics included race, disability. Me and my wife are both profoundly disabled, etc. I refused. I couldn't tolerate. Now you can please pause to read the rest of the comments. I just thought to show you, a few comments so you guys can also, read from, other white people that couldn't stitch her video. Now I have a few things to say. Hear me out. I honestly do not understand when some white people say they have taken all our jobs. We've been looking for jobs and we can't find. The truth is, y'all don't want to work. Y'all do not want to work. That is just the truth. Y'all coming online to say, oh, they have taken our jobs. Make it make sense. Racism is bad. Because I see no reason why you should hate on another human being just because of the color of her skin. And when your family member tells you that what you are doing is wrong, you tend to hate the person because the person literally told you the truth. Anyways, you guys, let me know what you all think in the comment section. I thought to bring this video here so we all can see it and talk about it. Like I said, I'm gonna pin the TikTok handle of the Black woman in the comment section. You can please check her out on TikTok. She does amazing content, which I'm sure you all would like. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video, share, comment, and of course, come back for another one. I'm gonna see y'all in my next video. Y'all have a lovely day. Bye.